Hello and welcome to you all. Here we are with the video of my latest strategy, which is called Sunimod, and it has been fully adapted to the stock market, especially the New York and the Nasdaq stocks. However, I believe that it can work with other markets as well. The main idea behind is that we are going to have only one length in this case and only one source of the candle, and with those two, because I'm making it universal, I'm going to apply the calculations, for the trend, for the oscillation, for the volume, and so on. And then you would ask me, why would you use only one length instead of all of that? Well, I noticed from my test and stuff, and from all the experiments that I made, and it looks like, if I'm going to make an average on all of those and just using positive and negative values, it's going to be producing more or less kind of the same results like if I would use the entire complex um, strategy logic like I do, for example, with DOMINUS. But in the crypto it's worthy to do it there, but in the stock market it looks like it's not, because here the trends are more defined, and we don't have so many issues and so many manipulations like we have with the crypto. So yeah, in this case we are going to have only these parameters, and at the same time, because I'm making inside the logic of the strategy itself, I'm making some calculation using the strategy parameters. Unfortunately, the only type of alerts that are going to be through the strategy. So that means that when we are going to create a strategy alert, the message is going to be this way. So unfortunately for now, maybe in the future we will see, but if there is going to be an impossibility, but for now, it's going to be mainly for manual trading. However, I have to say also that from my test, it tends to work amazingly, starting with time frames for 15 minutes, 30 minutes in 1 hour. If you go for 1 hour, you'll go more like for a swing trade, but if you go with 15 minutes, you go more like with a day trade approach. And yeah, I tested so far with multiple stocks, both from the New York Dow Jones and Nasdaq, and looks like they kind of destroy the buy and hold. It's going work both long and short, So yeah, let's take a look into it, and I'm going to explain a little bit of the details. So let's take, for example, in this case Neo. So in this case of Neo, you can see we can go only long or both long and short. I noticed that kind of the best parameters that we can use for the length in general, it tends to be around 30, well, between 30 and 20, between 20 and 30, sorry, a little bit plus and minus, if you want to if you want to have those kind of best results, like for example this one. And in this case, for example, you can see it's only long, and if you go long and short, you can see that it's going to go. I'm not going to enter too much into it, to get the final data. I just want you to show that it works. So you can see, for example, in this case we made more or less 2.4 thousand% in like 2 years approximately. And if we will take the price, you can see 3.05 with the 40, which it is right now. So it's more or less 1.3 thousand%, and in this case we have 2.3 thousand% beating the buy and hold. And we can see in the property I'm already using a bigger commission than a normal one. In general, you can find even brokers that are going to give you zero commission, but yeah, that's another story. So here, for example, it would be for 30 minutes. Here it would be, for example, for 15 minutes. Sorry, let's go for 50. Let's go for 30, and look into 30. I believe it was a lesser value that kind of work with this one. I don't know exactly right now what it is, but yeah, you can see in general, the values, they tend to be pretty decent. You can see, for example, 8,000. Yeah, it has a bigger drawdown, but you can find better settings. I'm not going to waste too much time into this. I just want to show that that it's working. Since you only have two parameters, it's very easy to look for some good settings, So yeah, for example, this is 1 hour. Look, for example, 7. Yeah, 8. You can see how it grows. I believe if I can go with a short as well, so we can see right now we would have a 7,000, 30,000, and the last one 10, I believe. So if you will go like this, let's go once again. So if you will go with the price of 8, so it's like what? Well, price of like 10 more or less, it would be here. So 300% more or less, and you can see that we beat this by almost 100 times. But yeah, this is with a compound effect, and like I said, I don't want to enter into those. Let's go, for example, with another one. Let's go, for example, with Tesla, and take a look at Tesla. You can see in this case kind of with the same results. So like, for example, if this is 5, 100, so it's 1000, 10,000, and we can see we beat it like 100,000, sorry. So it would be like 4 times better than that, or 40 times. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. That's why I spent the entire day in the last week, in working, and yeah. So yeah, we can see, for example, using this, using the same parameter like we have for the Neo. For example, in this case, let's go with something else. Let's go, for example, with 30 minutes. And let's, like I said, let's look for maximum. Like I said, you can go to 40 if you want on the length, but more than that, you're going to kind of have bigger drawdown. But yeah, it's up to you. Look, for example, 31. You can see in the case of 31, if we will take the long, if we take the long out, if we take the short out, and we go only long, we can see that we have still very, very nice results. And in this case, we will have a 12,000. And if we will calculate to this one, it's going to be more or less like, so it's 10, 15. So yeah, more or less kind of there. Yeah, so you see 1.7 compared to this one. But yeah, you can look into this, and like I said, 15 minutes as well. But yeah, I'm not going to enter any more into this. Overall, like I said, if you take, for example, let's take Amazon as well. I don't know, just to make some more tests. You can see Amazon, it was made even cleaner. In this case, kind of the same like buy and hold. We can see 600, so more or less kind of like 600%. But if I will do with a short, you can see that we are going to beat that value. So yeah, with a little bit of optimization, you shouldn't spend more than 10 minutes per pair. You can find some very nice results. And like I said, for now I tested 15, 30 and 1 hour. Maybe you can find something that works with 4 hours as well, or maybe even 5 minutes. I believe 4 hours is going to work as well. I'm not so sure about 5 minutes and those, but I believe you can look into it. So yeah, this is kind of what I have to say for this strategy. Like I said, it's mostly mated for stocks, but I honestly didn't look into it so far. Let's take a look at BTC. I'm not so sure, but looks like Bitcoin is not going to work so great. Maybe if I'm going to use a bigger time frame, with a bigger time frame, maybe it's going to give me some data. But probably if I'll go only long, because something. So yeah, maybe it can work, but it's not the best. I would recommend better to go with the DOMINUS product that we have for crypto. But yeah, if you want to look into it, sure, of course. But mostly, I can tell that this is made for stocks. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. I'm going to give you all a universal link. In this case, of the clients, I'll put it in the private group, so you are going to be able to get the link from there and use the strategy from there. And yeah, after you are going to give me some feedback, I'm going to make some updates into it. And yeah, so yeah, thank you all for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.